Hey there, I'm Metagross Freak, and I've reviewed a bunch of things in the past. If you've been following my channel, you'll know I primarily look at Transformers. However, I'm also a big fan of plushies, really cute plushies. So I thought I would do a video where I review some of the plushies I've gotten in the past couple years. So my criteria for reviewing these is going to be pretty simple. We're going to have 3 factors, each out of 5 points. So first one's going to be cuteness, because if you're going to have something stuffed, it has to be cute. Number 2 is displayability, because if you're going to display something, or if you're going to have something cute just out and about, you need to be able to display it when you're not cuddling it. And number 3 is cuddleability. If it's fun to hug or if it's fun to sleep with, it's cuddly. So I guess to start us off with kind of a baseline, I'll look at a plushie I reviewed actually a couple years ago. It was actually one of my, really, was it that? Wow. It was one of my first videos, back long before I really knew how to do editing and back before I really had that much of a following. It's my Porygon Z plushie. So personally, Porygon Z is one of my favorite Pokemon. So cuteness factor to me is definitely up there. I love the bright pink and the bright blue and those giant eyes. So I think cuteness definitely probably for me in the 3 to 4 out of 5 range. 3 to 4 stars out of 5, I guess, because it's super cute, but it could be cuter because it looks nice, but it isn't like, aw. So for the next round, for displayability, as you can see, it doesn't really stand. I mean, I guess you could have it stand like that, but it's a very top-heavy plush, so it'll fall over easily. Luckily, it does have this little string, so you can hang it on the wall, which is what I do. I hang them a few inches above the rest of my plushies, kind of floating above like, it's me! So displayability, while it's a little unconventional, like you couldn't probably put it on like, I don't know, like a bookcase or shelf or something, you can hang it if you have like above your bed, or like hang it on like a cork board above your desk or something. So I'd probably say 4 out of 5 for that, just because it's a little different. And then last but not least, cuddleability. It's kind of soft, but it's not really squishy, and the kind of weird shape of the beak and the fact that the arms aren't very flexible, like you can move them, but they kind of stay in place, makes it so it's not the best at cuddling. Plus, the fabric is not as soft, and it's not huggable. It's more just like squish. So I'd say maybe about a 3 for cuddleability on that one. So overall, that'd be about 10 or 11 out of 15. So pretty decent. Anyway, that was just a baseline to show you kind of how it works. Let's get on to some plushies you haven't seen from me before. Okay, so next up, I want to look at this Catbug plush that I got from Hot Topic a few years ago. Catbug is, in my opinion, the best character in Bravest Warriors, and I absolutely love Catbug. Cuteness factor, definitely up there. I'd probably say easily 4 or 5. 4 or 5 out of 5, definitely. Super adorable. Plus, I love the little box pouch. Next up, displayability. It sits very well, and since all the mass is down near the bottom, it doesn't fall over very easily. Very good, 5 out of 5. And then next up, for cuddleability, similar to the Porygon, it's fairly small, so you can't like hug it, but it's soft enough that you can squish it, or just kind of hold it in your hands, squeeze it for like a stress toy, that kind of thing. So I would definitely say, kind of in the 4. I'll say in the 4 range. Much better, because it's not huggably soft, but it's definitely squishy. So I believe that is, if I'm adding my points up correctly, I believe that is either a 13 or a 14. Yeah, 13 or 14. No, 13. That's right, 13. So pretty good all around. Definitely better than Porygon. But now it's time for something a little less good. Next up, I'm looking at this Koopa shell. I got this in I think it's called Geek Fuel. What's it called? Yeah. I got this in a Geek Fuel box. If you're not familiar with Geek Fuel, it's basically kind of the same idea as like Loot Crate. So, cuteness. Not very cute. It's a spiked Mario shell. It's purple. I really like the purple color, so I will give it some credit for being purple. But not really cute, and it doesn't really look cool. It's just kind of like, you see it and you recognize, oh, it's a Mario shell. I would say for cuteness, probably like 2. Displayability fits pretty well, though considering how much room it takes up on your shelf or your bed or whatever, it's not very tall. So I'd say it takes up a lot of room at the cost of not being very big. You could, I guess, lean it against something, and as you can see, it does stand pretty well. But I don't know, not really that great for display. I'd say maybe for displaying it, maybe 3, because it's fairly easy to display. It just doesn't go with a lot. And then last but not least, for cuddleability. If you're holding it with the spikes facing towards you, yeah, it's okay, but again, these spikes make it kind of hard to cuddle, especially if you have the spikes going towards you. It's very soft and squishy, like it's good for squishing, but you can't really hold it or cuddle it very well. I would say, again, for this one, maybe about 2. A 2, yeah. Which gives us a grand total of what, like 7? Yes, I think that's a 7. Lowest score. Next up is a plushie I got actually about a month or 2 ago. It's my Lola Vulpix. So, cute ability, super high. Easily, probably surpass either like a 4 or a 5. Because it's super duper cute. And Alolan Vulpix is just an adorable Pokemon anyway. So the fact that it's a plushie makes it even cuter. So yeah, definitely say like 4 or 5. For displayability, displays very well. Its head is pretty top heavy, but it's balanced out by the mass of the tails, which it can also kind of sit on, so that kind of helps balance the weight. Very easy to display, and considering how big the head is and how much detail we're getting with the tails, because these big lumps, it kind of makes up for the fact that they take up more room on a shelf. So displayability, I would definitely say probably about a 4. And then, last but not least, cuddleability. Pretty soft, but unless you plan on just cuddling the tails, it's hard to hug. There's not really a good way to hold it or squish it. So, loses a lot of points on that. I would definitely say cuddleability, like a 2. Dun dun dun. Which gives us a total of 10 points. It's super cute, super easy to display, but the fact that you really can't cuddle it makes up for it, unfortunately. You can't really hug her because she's weirdly shaped. Sorry, Vulpix. Next up is Mimikyu. I love Mimikyu. Mimikyu, if you're not familiar, is one of my favorite Pokemon. Cuteness factor, easily 5 out of 5, because I love Mimikyu. Mimikyu is the best. Displayability doesn't take up that much room because of its fairly small frame, and also stands up super easily. I mean, look at this. I'm like jostling it around, and it's pretty solid. It's got a nice heavy base because of how Mimikyu as a character is designed. So I would say, again, 5 out of 5. Huggability. Very soft. Kind of easy to just kind of hold there in your hands, because it helps the body is more conical, and makes it a lot easier to hold and just kind of squish against you. It's not super huggable because of, again, how small it is, but all around a lot pretty dang soft. and pretty easy to just kind of squish or hold in your hands like when you're watching TV or YouTube or something. So I would say definitely 4 out of 5 for that. 4 out of 5. Which brings us to a grand total of 14. Yay! Very good, very good. But not to be outstaged by another Mimikyu. So I actually got this other Mimikyu shortly after I got the first one. I was really on the fence about getting this one, but it was just so darn cute. I had to get her. Cute ability again. 5 out of 5. Mimikyu is just adorable. The head droops over a bit, but that's fine. But it's supposed to do that. It's supposed to be Mimikyu when the disguise is broken, which is really cute too. Display ability, unfortunately, due to the way the head tilts and the fact that the base, as you can see, is kind of rounded, she tends to flop over. Plop. So I have to usually put someone like my Vulpix here to help kind of brace her to prevent her from falling over. So 4 out of 5 for the display ability because it follows the same idea as this Mimikyu. It's just harder to display because it's bigger and flops over. And then hug ability. The head alone is the size of this Mimikyu, basically. So if this one was a 4 out of 5, this one definitely 5 out of 5. Super great. Love it. It's just so squishy and cuddly and cute. And look at that little face. Mimikyu. Again, a 14 out of 5, but just trading out some of the display ability for hug ability. At least the creme de la creme, Eevee! So this is a Build-A-Bear Eevee, and it's perfect. It's perfect. Don't tell me it's not perfect. As you can clearly see by me holding this Eevee, instant 5 out of 5 for cuddle ability. It's the best. You can't it's hard to hold in certain poses, but if you're holding her, if you're holding them sideways, it's perfect. You can also just hold into the arm like this. It's great for just a holding plush. You can definitely hug this. This is great. I love this. Easy 5 out of 5 for this. Cute ability. First off, it's Eevee. Eevee is one of the cutest Pokemon ever. And it also is perfectly scaled. Like, this is how big Eevee is if it was real, which makes it even better. And just look at that little face. Super duper cute. 5 out of 5. Last one is display ability. It's big. just to compare, here it is next to Vulpix. Here it is next to the big Mimikyu. It's big. Very, very big. But if you have the room, it's perfectly fine. I would say display ability, 5 out of 5. If you have the room, 4 out of 5 if you don't have the room, which means we have an easy 14/15 here. So thanks for watching. I've been Metagross Freak. This has been kind of a roundup of a whole bunch of plushies. I've got a lot more I could review, so let me know in the comments below what you think. If you want to see another video of this, like a round 2 of some older plushies I have. This was kind of fun to just randomly rate plush toys. So let me know again, in the comments below what you think if you want to see more of this. And until next time, I'm Metagross Freak, and I don't know, just have a great day. I don't really need to say much more. Just have a great day. Bye.